So I was corresponding back and forth with Crystal, one of my subscribers, and she was talking about delivery dates. So I wanted to make a video on this. I get this question quite a bit, and so you might have heard me talk in a lot of my other videos about designing 6 months in advance or half a year in advance from the actual drop or delivery date. Your delivery date and your drop is basically the same thing. It's when you're dropping a new line or a new season, a new capsule, a new grouping. All of those are more or less interchangeable. When retail is asking when the drop is or when the delivery is, that's what they're asking. They're asking the specific date in which you would intend to launch. By launch, I mean be in retail. So when you plan for it to be in their shop if they're buying, or their shop and or any other shop. Not quite distributors, because distributors might be on a separate schedule. But when I say that, in and around the same times, like summer is still gonna be labeled summer 2015 or 16, or spring 2016 or autumn, you know, however you go about labeling those drops. And so the question in terms of a new company, Crystal was asking, is it too late to do summer right now? As this is post-dating, I'll give you this example because you could watch this whenever you do watch it and however long it stays on YouTube. But right now we're in February, in the beginning of this year. And so she was asking about the summer for this year. And so is it too late? No, I think a lot of companies will show this time for summer. Some companies will show spring and summer together. It just depends on how small your company is, both size-wise and like delivery-wise. So you can be a huge company, so to speak, like I have a huge name, but only have a small offering for summer and holiday, which is typically smaller than your bigger seasons, which is spring and fall. And so not too late to show right now. The bigger thing that I want to say for this video is, in terms of how you arrange your production schedule, it's sort of up to you. Look, most of you guys are startups. So if you're a startup, a lot of the questions that people ask, they're getting ahead of themselves. So even for this, I want to say, like, just get shit done. Like, sell it. If it's in your DNA, put that shit in the trunk, take it somewhere and sell it, like the old school way. Me, that's not in my DNA. So when I started my first t-shirt line when I was 18, I found a different way to distribute it. You know, I had reps at different middle schools and high schools, and they served as basically, you know, sales reps for me at the time. And so I would I would do it like a contest. The person that brought in the most sales would come in and get like $100 from me, but that competition would generate a ton of sales and them just being hyped on the product. So it was a kind of an early method of street teaming and just using resources that were around for me and using coolness factor. Anyways, I defer from the original content, which is just get it done. Just sell it. I mean, for a lot of new brands, if you don't know anything about seasons, like, you should sell in seasons. But I did a video where I said you should just sell. So sell in groups, sell whenever you have new stuff. I mean, I think you should get to a certain number and know that you can sell the brand and the product, and that you're just able to move, let's just say $20,000 worth of product before you start asking like real questions. I mean, for you that point might be $10,000 worth, but just move a lot of product. Don't worry about certain details, just sell, 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 so that you know you have something viable to really invest your time into. And also your delivery dates, make them whenever is good for you. If you're only doing t-shirts and embroidered hats, then your turn is going to be fast for that, because it shouldn't take your screen printers more than, let's say, 10 working days, and then you need time to coordinate, and then you need time to gather all the orders from whoever's ordering. And then on top of that, you're going to figure out how much reorder you think you might get. So what I'm just saying is total orders, you might get 100, and then let's say you add 50 to that, so your total order is 150. If you could turn that in about 2 business weeks, then you should set your delivery date. You know, you have that much time to sell the product, and kind of formatting into what bigger companies and multi-million-dollar companies do is less of a concern till later. Just move a whole lot of product. But for your delivery date, it's very flexible as long as you can deliver whenever you say you can deliver. Bigger companies that I've worked for do it so far in advance because we're dealing with production in Asia. There's a lot of moving parts there, but at the end of the day, that product per garment is going to be cheaper. But you have to deal with logistics, i.e. getting it from Asia to your warehouse. You have to deal with that time crunch, so your designers and your forecasting needs to be, 11, 8, 10 months in advance, and all kinds of different communication issues. And so, your companies that are doing everything domestic, which is a big movement right now, they have an advantage where they have a smaller lead time and they have a little bit more direct communication. One of the obvious cons to it is that product is going to cost more. Hope that helps in terms of giving clarity to your drop or delivery dates, but you set it for whenever, as long as it reaches shops at the right time. For example, in the summer, you want to definitely get your stuff in there before 4th of July because that's a big holiday. So you want there to be a push for you to sell up towards 4th of July because people are going to look for outfits, to rock on 4th of July at their pool party or whatever. So you look at your calendar and you figure out what your dates are that work for you, and then you work backwards from there. Hope that helps. Anything to add, any comments, please drop them down below. You already know, at John Phenom. And like, comment, share, and sub me if any of this is helpful. We'll see you on the next one. I love you all. Peace.